I finally did it. After too much practice, 3 months after I've been playing FF7 Rebirth, I finally beat the game's hardest combat challenge, Rulers of the Outer World.
Need to heal up.
This is gonna hurt.
Need a breather.
One more. That'll do.
Now, before somebody comments down here, oh, but Bronze of Friendship was harder, I think you're objectively wrong. I think people just don't really know or understand how to play Zack. They don't know how to properly use this charge mechanic. So now that I've beaten the hardest challenge in Rebirth, what are my thoughts on it? It's definitely the hardest combat challenge I've ever done in a video game. So maybe not the entire runtime of a game being inherently difficult, but like a smaller slice of gameplay being difficult that you have to get through. I have done solo G-rank Monster Hunter fights that are like twice or 3 times as long as my final completion time of Rulers of the Outer World that were way less stressful than the amount of stuff that you have to put up with in Rebirth. In fact, Rulers of the Outer World is so ridiculously difficult that I, for the life of me, could not find any video footage of anybody else beating the game like a normal person would, because when I search on YouTube, the first few dozen results, what pops up are either speedrun tactics or Yuffie ATBGs. At least with super bosses from, say, Kingdom Hearts, Yozora, and Lingering Will. Even on the hardest difficulties, you can find like some search results a couple pages down of somebody just playing normally against them, but I cannot find any sort of equivalent footage for this challenge. So then the next logical question becomes, well, why exactly is this challenge so ridiculously hard in the first place? Because I know a lot of people who have tried to complete this challenge intuitively know that it's hard, but I don't know if they necessarily know how to articulate it. The first reason is pretty obvious. There's just numerically more bosses that you have to fight this time around than in Remake. Remake, you had 6 bosses when you include Ifrit during the Bahamut round. In this one, you have all of the double summon fights that you have to go through, and Gilgamesh, and Virtual Sephiroth. And if you count Phoenix reviving Kujata, that is 9 bosses that you have to go through for this singular challenge, a 50% increase. So not just having to fight more bosses, but more of them at the same time really does drain your stamina way more. That I definitely feel, even now having completed the challenge a couple times, that if I don't like really focus, that I could just totally lose concentration and just succumb to just being like overwhelmed, and I just don't have really the energy to really push through.
And the final thing that makes this challenge obscenely difficult and such a steep uphill battle is that it makes it really punishing that you get pretty far in and you lose, and that's really your only opportunity to practice against some of these bosses. Then you lose in that battle, and then you have to go through like the first 2 rounds again, which you might not be perfectly accustomed to fighting either. And it just gets super annoying just trying to learn these battles when you're having to just already push through these existing fights. Really, I think the obvious way they could have mitigated this, even for a lot of other multi-round challenges in Rebirth, is by giving you access to the individual rounds like separate from the total marathon sprint of a challenge itself. Sort of a Devil May Cry Bloody Palace type deal. For those of you not familiar, Devil May Cry has the Bloody Palace mode, which is a similar-esque thing where you go through 100 to 101 rounds all in a row of different like enemies and bosses and stuff, is that you can choose any of the individual stages to practice on. So if you're having a hard time fighting against a boss, well, if you got to that boss in Bloody Palace but you died, you could just practice against that boss's individual round. and obviously it won't contribute to your bloody palace-like completion. I really don't think that giving players the option to fight these rounds individually separate from their challenges would really break anything or make anything easier. It would be a huge quality of life thing, and since a lot of it is about endurance and stamina, you're still being tested, even if you know going in how all of them work on a mechanical level.
Now, my opinions on this challenge are that I think that these are interesting and well-designed fights for the most part for 4 out of the 5 rounds. I do think that the difficulty being so absolutely crushing, I think really hides the fact that these are really interestingly designed fights. That the difficulty just has to inherently be that high because you can just spit out so much ridiculous amounts of damage that at some point doing this challenge that it clicked in my head, hey, wait a minute, if I stagger an enemy, once they're done being staggered, I can just throw a synergy ability at them because I dumped all of my ATB into them while I was attacking, and then I could have another character attack, build up ATB, and then do something that will stop them from attacking and just really start spiraling and snowballing like crazy my advantage. I find it really interesting that immediately in the first round with Phoenix and Kujata, that the game immediately cuts out one of the funnier aspects of 7 Rebirth's combat system, which is the elemental materia, that if you link up with an elemental magic materia that you can on your armor, you can just absorb that corresponding damage. And so immediately they basically invalidate it or mandate that you have specifically fire, because if you don't have it on you, then the fight is just totally a mess. I find the Bahamut and Titan fight to maybe be the most I don't want to say easy, but maybe the most conventional of the double summon fights. And given the mechanic of them sharing a shield, that you can easily just knock the shield out, get rid of Titan pretty quick, and you just have a normal Bahamut Arisen fight. Really, I think the hardest part of the Odin-Alexander fight is getting enough momentum to get a stagger going on Odin so you can deplete his HP enough to vanish. Because once Odin vanishes, it just becomes a normal Alexander fight. And then once you kill Alexander, then it just becomes a normal Odin fight. Now, granted, I'm not going to say that Odin is an easy boss fight or walk in the park either. Probably my favorite round in this entire combat challenge is the Gilgamesh round. After having learned the way he attacks and having beaten him a couple times, I think 7 Rebirth Gilgamesh is probably one of my favorite bosses in all of video games. He's got a pretty wide moveset that all has a bunch of different purposes and functions and stuff, and you really have to learn a lot of them. They're all sort of wacky, offbeat timings. They're all different spacings. He can chain a lot of them into each other in ways that you wouldn't necessarily expect or predict. But it does feel fair that he is extremely, extremely telegraphed about the stuff that he can do. Now this brings me to the final round of the VR challenge, which is Virtual Sephiroth. Now, I had it spoiled to me prior to meeting Virtual Sephiroth that the final round would be Sephiroth, and I thought it would be the final boss Sephiroth, Cloud and Aerith in the final boss. So I'm like, oh, hey, cool, they're doing a Data Zen this thing, but it's actually closer to the playable Sephiroth you control as. Virtual Sephiroth, I really do not particularly like. Kind of the idea is that there's really 2 phases to Virtual Sephiroth. The first half of the fight, Virtual Sephiroth is just doing a couple of melee moves and then throwing out this Shadowy Chains move that has 2 variants. A melee variant where he swings his sword, and then a projectile variant. And both moves just lock you into place, that it immobilizes your character, and then when Sephiroth is ready, he'll suck all those characters in that are immobilized into an Octaslash. Now, I think once you learn the timing of blocking the melee version of Shadowy Chains, it's actually not that bad. It's pretty easy to parry, especially with precision defense materia equipped on some of your characters. But the projectile version is legitimately one of the worst attacks I think I've ever seen in a video game. The projectile version of Shadowy Chains is just so small and moves so fast that you cannot really figure out exactly where to parry. especially considering that because of its color, it sometimes blends in with the floor of the VR arena sometimes, that even if you tried to do some like parry cheese of opening the menu and like trying to see the projectile fly across, you might not even see the projectile. Once you get Virtual Sephiroth's HP down to like below half, then it starts to turn into a bit more normal of a boss fight. He starts like changing his elemental affinity, throwing out spells. So something kind of like the final boss of 7 Remake, but much harder. And while this part of the Sephiroth fight is much more fair, I really don't enjoy it that much because by the time I get to this phase of the Sephiroth fight, I'm just like dumping as much like ATB and stuff into him as humanly possible. So I don't even really get to experience like the good part of the fight because I already have the momentum to win at that point. Okay, so we know this particular challenge is already hard, but what exactly did you do to beat it? Well, I played it normally, but I did have a build and I did have a goal and game plan going into the dozens of hours trying to learn this challenge, and I'm gonna share that with you.
All right, so let's talk about my team setup here in the first place. Now, when I first beat Rulers of the Outer World, I chose this team here of Cloud, Tifa, and Aerith. They're just like really the most comprehensive team. I think the strongest team combination in the game, in combination with being the easiest to use. You really don't have to do that much in order to get the most out of them. But really kind of a linchpin is with Aerith here. For my accessory, I put on HP up materia earrings because I really don't play well with a low HP Aerith, but you could put Genji gloves or whatever on her. But mainly, what I did here was I did like a super duper fire build, because fire is actually a very important element overall in the Rulers of the Outer World challenge. There's a lot of things that are weak to fire, like Gilgamesh, like phases of Kujata, like Sephiroth, Virtual Sephiroth, but also there's a lot of things that you need to be resistant to fire attacks. Again, fire phases of Kujata, Phoenix, Sephiroth will throw fire things at you. So what I've ended up doing here was taking the fire and ice materia and linking it with the elemental so Aerith could absorb the damage, and also giving her the ability to both cast fire and ice. But also I have some extra copies of fire materia here linked to swift cast and synergy, so that way when Aerith does cast a fire spell, it comes out pretty obscenely quickly. As for some of my other materia here, I have ATB boost, speed up, lightning and wind just to get all my elemental coverage, MP up, magic up, first strike, and precision defense materia. So in general, Aerith is really just going to be spitting out fire damage like crazy really, really fast. And that's kind of the idea. But you can just choose whatever accessory you want. But here, I had a lot of free space with Tifa. A lot of it was just building up some ATB with her just because you're going to be staggering so much. You just want to keep that flow going. So stuff like Skill Master, stuff like ATB Stagger, ATB Assist, stuff like Precision Defense, Steadfast Block, Chakra, just general combat materia. I also have thrown some Fire Elemental on here, again, because Fire is really important for that first round. You want to keep Tifa from not dying from that crazy Phoenix Kujata first round. I also have the D-Protect and D-Brave materia on here as fallbacks in case Odin would not do Sleipnir's Fury if I just parried it a bunch of times. Sometimes you get some bad luck with that. And then these are just linked with some random materia to like level them up as I keep doing this challenge. And then some HP up and some binding materia here. And then finally we have Cloud. Cloud, I actually really do kind of care about the weapon choice of this. I choose the Igneous Saber. I think generally it's probably the best saber for Cloud. He just does so much physical damage, and I think that his magic damage output isn't really hindered that much by this weapon choice to just make it like really, really good. So, and I have Limit Booster on him. Again, you could just kind of choose whatever accessory, but mainly the materia here. Just some general quality of life materia, prayer materia, ATB boost, ATB stagger, synergy support, because you're going to be doing a lot of synergy, first strike, and then strength up, obviously playing into his strengths. I have Magnify and Barrier Materia, generally for combat scenarios, specifically for Virtual Sephiroth, because the Octaslash is just so obscenely annoying if it does go off that casting a magnified barrier would really make sure you don't insta-die to it. Time Materia, Magnified, and then we have another Fire Materia linked elementally. Okay, so I have some footage here of a previous run of Rulers of the Outer World attempt that I did. Just pure 100% skill, no speedrun tactics, no Yuffie ATB cheese. Not that that doesn't take skill, obviously, but I think this is maybe the way that I think the developers intended you to beat this challenge. I just kind of want you guys to sort of watch, see some of my approaches, see some of the ways that I deal with problems. So yeah, here is a full uncut run of Rulers of the Outer World.
You've got this.
Here I come.
Need more
I got this. Take the lead.
Can you take over for me? Here it comes. Don't see her up.
Hang back.
Come on.
It's on you.
Do. Here goes. One more shot. Get him. You've got this. Oh, let's go. Silly. Bring it. Heads up. Ready now for the chase.
Keep it up.
Finish him off.
Finish
him off. That's it. Big step.
One more.
One more. Ha. Get fired up. Above and beyond.
Leave it to me. That'll do.
Go on.
You're gonna feel this.
I'll show you what I can do. That'll do. Can you take over for me? Gotcha. There. Let's go. Don't catch a break. One more. Heads up.
On it.
Gotcha. Here he comes. There's no escape. There.
Taking over.
I'm coming. Well, that really sucked. I'm in. Here it comes. That's it. This one's for you. Bring it. Tagging out. I got it. I'll put down that up. Here. Get it up. I'll get one.
And don't stop now.
Ready or not, here I come. Moving on then.
Just leave. Get ready. Deal with that.
So it's my turn? Ah! Kind of hurt. All set. You have luck.
Take the lead.
I'll show you what I can do. You've got this. You're up.
Let's do this.
Enjoy the ride. Heads up.
It's on now.
your turn. Let me go on. That's it. It's on you.
Taking over.
Another.
Try this.
This is gonna hurt. There. That's it.
Come on. Deal with that.
You all set. Here. You're up.
Let's go.
Okay.
That hurts. Get ready.
And get him.
Let's be smart. It's on you.
It's your turn. I got this. Yep. It's on you. So it's my turn? Go on! Huh? Maybe this'll do the trick. Don't worry, the planet's got us. Why don't you leave the Let me own this. Bring it! You're on your number. Too late. Got to the watch yourself.
Let's do this. Shit.
I got you.
Hell yeah. Take the lead.
I'll show you what I can do. Can you take over for me? Go on!
Taking over.
Eric! Okay.
Now.
Hey!
It's on you.
Here goes. It's your turn. Okay, let's go. We're done here.
I got it. Let's go. With me.
Coming. Get him. So it's why don't you lead the way? Gotcha. There. One more here. Get fired up. You're up.
Let's go.
I'll take care of this. Sorry. Come on. Just a bit. Hey, you ready? Time to end this.
Just like that, okay? No holding back. Take the lead.
I'll show you what I can do. Look up for some magic. This one's for you! You've got this. I got this. No more on here.
Deal with that.
Here goes. It's your turn. Watch yourself.
I got this.
Here
Come on. That hurt. Here you go.
Not bad.
Ready?
It's fine. I'm okay.
Split.
Get fired. You're burning up. That's it.
Going in.
Bingo.
I'll take him down.
I can help too. Finish him off. Let's pour on the
Watch
pancake.
this.
With me.
Keep it up.
Keep up the pressure. Right, hard and fast. This another. Come on. Get in there.
Enough. Eric.
All set. To the limit and beyond. Going in. That'll do. And now, how's this? on this. Got your number. How's this? It's not gonna hurt. I see it. How's this? One more. Hey, you ready? Let's finish this. It's on you.
I got this. Deal with that.
Get fired up! Why don't you leave? Let me handle this. Eric, okay.
Hang back. Let's go.
Yoo-hoo! There!
Gotta keep it
My
together.
turn? You can do it! Let's go! This one's for you!
Never in doubt. Just in case. Deal with that.
I'm coming! I got this.
I hold in my hand a fate.
There! Bingo!
Behold!
You asked for it!
Let
You're out!
Take the lead.
I'll take care of him. Try using it. You've got it. Okay, let's go.
Area scratch.
You're fine. Good luck.
Let's do this. It's on now. Here it comes.
You're burning
Bear witness to my greatness.
Deal with that.
I'll show you what I can do.
Behold!
All set. Gotcha.
Blood spill forth.
There. Come on.
Fine.
Gotcha.
Oh, clean your
Go on.
gutter.
Here. Get fired up.
Worms before my eyes.
Keep it on. Let's pour on the
Leave it
paint.
to me. Now's our chance.
Right. My turn. You're burning up. It's your turn now. Seizing the other. That's it. I see it. Get fired up.
Impressive.
Another.
Grant me strength.
I'm in.
Let's be smart.
Bye.
There.
I'll splendid.
Keep it together.
Here goes. Every little bit. How's this? Why don't you let me handle this?
Now that all is in order, the fun can begin.
Big
Oh, woe is me.
Give him your all. That's it. You're out for shot.
I've got this.
That wasn't so bad.
Don't think you bested me.
Get ready. Shit. It's on you.
So it's my turn? You've got this.
Deal with that.
I'm coming. Why don't you lead the way?
Bring it.
Watch yourself.
It's on you.
How's this? One more. You're up.
I got it.
Come on.
Get ready. Gotcha. Don't overdo it.
All set. Gotcha. No more on you.
Taking over. Keep it together.
I got this.
Double time.
Stop it
My turn. No holding back. No, don't overdo it.
Watch yourself.
Hang back. Keep it together.
Okay, let's go.
Fire. Taking over.
It's no use. No use.
You're done. Take him down.
I'll take care of this.
Time to get serious.
There. Keep up the pressure. Let's do this. You're close enough. I put it. Got your number. How's this? Eric, okay.
Hang back.
Try using
No
it.
more games.
Yoo-hoo. Can you take over for me? Handle this. Good luck. I'll take care of him. This should make you strong. You can do it. I got this. Look out. Come on. More. You're gonna feel this one.
For forgiveness.
It's no use. I'm coming. Tagging out. Let's go. Bring it.
Your end is nigh.
Get him. You're up. I'll show you what I can do. Let's make it pop. Gotcha. Get him. We're done here. That'll do. Go on. That's the way to do it.
So anyways, guys, that's it for the video. I spent so many hours playing this combat challenge, and I kind of felt obligated to talk about it at least a little bit in the form of a YouTube video. So maybe you guys learn something from this video, maybe a materia setup, maybe like even just changing your party, just things that you maybe never realized about the bosses. If you like the content of this video, hit like. If you want to see more videos like this in the future, talking about FF7 Rebirth, or just stuff in general, hit subscribe. Put down in the comments, talk about your experience with this particular combat challenge. Did you like it? Did you not like it? Did you think it was way too hard? Did you think it was way too easy? Hit up my Patreon down in the description if you want to compensate me for all of the effort I put into making these videos. Anyways, that's it, and have a good day.